Hello everyone. Today I am playing Chromatic Black. I originally saw this deck being played on Ali Antrazi's stream. I'm not sure if he invented it, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did. So, this deck is weird. At its core, it is a mono-black control deck, and we actually have good tools for that in this current format. With things like Vraska's Contempt, you can answer most of the threats that are going to come at you. You have good card advantage engines in colorless between Treasure Map and Karn. These cards particularly work well together because it's also a win condition. If you just make the constructs with Karn and you get a big burst of treasures from Treasure Map, you can make 4/4s or 5/5s and kill the opponent very quickly. And then the incentive to be mono black is Cabal Stronghold. This is a throwback to the old card Cabal Coffers. It will make lots and lots of mana as long as you're only playing black. But the way this deck gets weird is we are also playing Chromatic Lantern. The Lantern is actually really cool in this type of deck because of just ramping you, like just making extra mana, getting to play a Doom Whisperer or Eldest Reborn on 4. But also, it means that all of our swamps are also every other color, and so we can cast something, say, like Niv-Mizzet, with 6 non-black mana symbols in it. This card is utterly impossible to cast without Chromatic Lantern. I guess we could flip 2 treasure maps and sacrifice 6 treasures, but that is not remotely realistic. And I first looked at the deck and I thought, that's kind of weird. Why play Chromatic Lantern just for Niv-Mizzet? Like, he's good, but he's not that good. Well, that's the next stage of why this deck is weird. It has 4 Masterminds acquisitions, which, as you may know, can either look for any card in your deck, or can look for any card in the sideboard. And if we look over at the sideboard, we have a bunch of other colorful stuff here. I'm not sure how necessary all these cards are. Basically, all of them are, if we have a Chromatic Lantern and Cabal Stronghold going, we can cast any of these cards and go absolutely nuts. Can either draw so many cards that the opponent probably can't ever catch back up, cast a giant unbeatable monster if they think we can't kill it, just straight up burn them out if we have enough mana, can just burn them for 20, or if they are playing some sort of burn strategy, just gain 20 life or something like that, and then they probably can't recover from that either. Oh, and Cleansing Nova, in case we need a proper sweeper. We have a couple Ritual of Soot in the main, but this will kill things like Carnage Tyrant, as well as being able to clear artifacts and enchantments, which a mono-black control deck otherwise cannot answer. That's pretty much all. The only other weird card that I have found myself boarding out a lot is Josu Vess. This is sort of the same as like the Banefire type of stuff. If you have a Cabal Stronghold going and you can make lots and lots of mana, you just play and kick this guy, and unless they have a sweeper, they're probably not beating 8 2/2 zombies with Menace. And yeah, besides that, it's just control stuff, both in the main and in the sideboard, to better adapt to what the opponent's doing. I think that about wraps it up. I'll go ahead and get into the games. Alright, getting into the first match. This deck does really cool, powerful stuff, and has a sort of unbeatable late game, but it can be really clunky, as kind of evidenced by this hand. I'm still going to keep it. We have a couple spells that we can already cast, and any other land lets us sweep the board, so I think we'll be okay, but we really need a third land to get going at all. Well, there's the third land. So, do I think I'm more likely to activate this next turn, or activate this one? I'm gonna go with the Compass. I could be wrong and they're playing Golgari and I'm gonna wish that I had this on the table, but hopefully they're playing something slower and this will just be like an awesome card advantage engine to keep hitting our land drops. Yeah, I guessed correctly. I think? Okay, yeah, Discovery. I was a little worried they were going to be casting, I don't know, some aggressive black card or something like that, but against a blue-black control deck, I would much rather have this on the table. Okay, they just binned an island. And now, since we already have 1 land drop accounted for, do I want to keep activating this, or do I want to get a treasure map down and start activating that? I think I want to sneak this under a possible counterspell. Now it doesn't really matter which one I played in which order. Sultai, okay. Uh-oh. Oh, is this the Lich's Mastery deck? It might be. I can't imagine this matchup is good. Not really want another one of those. Huh. My deck is largely based around artifacts and enchantments, but I wonder if I want to Mastermind's acquisition for, was it Cleansing Nova? I might have to do that at some point. I don't think I'm going to pull the trigger yet. I'm not 100% that they're playing Lich's Mastery. And if they're not, Cleansing Nova might be an awful card, and I can activate both my artifacts, so passing here has very little cost. If they just play some big creature, I'll grab my 5th land for Eldest Reborn and pull ahead that way. Okay. I'm not entirely sure what's happening. Go ahead, grab a swamp, activate my map. Don't need that since we have a machine that grabs us all the swamps in the world. And we drew one anyway. Okay. So, I could just pass and do the same thing again. We just have so little information. I'd guess that they're a mill deck because of this, but I don't know. It could still just be the Lich's Mastery thing. I'm going to go ahead and Mastermind's acquisition. Either way, I'm confident that I'm going to be wanting to Cleansing Nova this game. We can't cast it yet, but we'll find our Chromatic Lantern eventually. And we can still activate our treasure map even after I've used this. So. Okay, that card's good. This card is probably not. Yeah, okay, so... hopefully they don't start going off next turn, and hopefully... I thought that this was probably just a win condition. Oh, wait. I talked earlier about how cards aren't castable without the, without the Chromatic Lantern, but treasures do let me do this. I've never won the game that way before. That was a good start. Okay, so against what they are doing, we want to leave this right where it is. We don't want to draw it. I guess actually no, we do bring it in because you can still find it with Mastermind's acquisition. So this effectively just puts a 5th copy in our deck. Moment of Craving and Golden Demise out. I'm gonna leave in cards like Vraska's Contempt and Eldest Reborn because they like to bring in big stupid creatures as their win condition. As alternate win conditions, I should say. Definitely bringing in Duress. Probably cut the Ritual of Soot. And then maybe an Arguel's Bloodfast. So we're a little more set up for a control-type mirror, but leaving in enough removal that we're flexible. If they bring in Lyra Dawnbringer or Carnage Tyrant or something like that, we can still deal with it. Probably not going to be able to steal a game quite like that next time. I love that Mastermind's acquisition doesn't make you show what you got, because you can get anything. Having played with, like, Wishes or something like that, it's often very costly to reveal what you've grabbed. And they probably would not have cast... Okay, sounds pretty good. They probably would not have cast Lich's Mastery if they knew I'd already grabbed the Cleansing Nova. I'm just gonna Duress right now. And this is why. These cards don't really do anything without Lich's Mastery out, but Search for Azcanta is great and will win them the game over the long term, so go ahead and get rid of that. Okay. Would like to draw like one of the artifacts, like a treasure map or a compass, but even if not, Karn is just going to start drawing us cards, and can't really do anything about it. They just have a bunch of cycling stuff to start. Okay, they drew a Gift of Paradise. It's a little scary because it fixes their mana and accelerates them, but hey, we drew our Chromatic Lantern, which is pretty similar. is Battle of the Aliantrazi specials, which is funny to me. Wow, that was a really good draw. Holy crap. I don't know if we're going to be able to beat that. They probably don't have many counter spells, if any, so they won't be able to protect him that well, but we need to do something about that ASAP. I'm going to play Karn and downtick, make a construct guy. Just doing anything. At least a lot of their cards don't affect the board, and so if we can just start punching Teferi for damage, that should be effective. Yep, like if most of their deck is just this doesn't do anything for the fight that we're fighting right now, so this Teferi doesn't have to be nearly as scary as one out of a similar deck. Like a blue-white control deck, they would have a counter and a removal spell up here, and we'd just never be able to get this off the table. But, as is, we might have a decent shot. Would love to draw Duress here, that would be a really good draw. Just to clear the way, we can play a treasure map, downtick Karn again, then we have two 4/4s. Could beat this guy up pretty fast. The suspense is killing me. Discovery, sure. I could even Mastermind's Acquisition for Duress. It's a little mopey, but if it makes sure that our beatdown Teferi plan actually works, that might be good enough. We shall see. If I draw a land, I might just want to play Demonlord Belzenlok or Niv-Mizzet. Okay, they untap with Teferi. Okay. Now that we have a spare acquisition, I think I actually like the acquisition for a Duress plan. This is the most clunky, awkward Duress that there ever was, but... There it is. Alright, what do you got? Part of the reason I'm doing this is one card that I thought it was reasonably likely they got a hold of was Settle the Wreckage. When I was playing this deck, they would sideboard in, if not playing in the main deck, a bunch of those, and being able to clear it out seems good. Wow. Don't really have anything good in their graveyard, so Mission Briefing is not that good. Guess I take this Patient Rebuilding, because that's what's going to kill me, and it'll be a pain in the butt to remove later. Okay, so their hand is not excellent. We just need to cut off the card draw in the form of Teferi. Let's see, he's at 6. We can punch him down to 3, he'll uptick to 4. And that means that only one of them needs to connect if we get a treasure map down. Although if they kill one, it'll shrink the other, and so we might not be able to kill him. That was not the hand I expected them to have. Psychic Corrosion, sure, that will kill us eventually. Not that fast, though. This card is actually mostly scary against what we're doing, because we have so many unique cards that, like Josu Vess or anything like that, that once it's gone, we can't get it back. Okay, this is definitely the weirdest match of Magic I've played in a long time. Okay, untap your lands, sure. One unknown, hopefully isn't too scary. Okay. Cabal Stronghold here. Note that this is not legendary, so now we actually have 5 swamps. And so we have the potential to make a lot of mana here. Let's uptick Karn before anything else. Okay, we get a swamp, whatever. I'm fine with just continuing to hit our land drops. So, how much mana do we make? We tap this and the 3 lands. We will have 5. Then, -3 And tapping that +5 puts us at 7, so we can make 8 total. That is not enough to treasure map, activate, and Demonlord Belzenlok. It is enough to play both, though, and I think that's what I'm going to want to do. Wait. Oh! I'm dumb. I was miscounting. Can I undo that? I cannot undo that. Well, that is unfortunate. I thought that this made all of our lands all basic land types, but it does not. It just lets them tap for any color. So, I'm actually going to be short on mana here. Yeah, that's a reasonably big mistake. If they have a counter here, it means that they don't have any way to deal with our constructs. Okay, that's whatever. Yep, mill us out, sure. And I guess I'll just use this mana that we have floating. Don't want that. Well, actually, I should have left that on top because whatever it is getting milled anyway. Need to start attacking them down. Okay, we got Teferi off the board. We're gonna start getting milled out pretty quickly, which sucks. If they commit another enchantment like this, I might again just look for Cleansing Nova. We lose a lot to a Cleansing Nova like that, but we really just need to not get milled out. Yep, sure. That said, I'm going to keep... I've got a couple 4/4s already, and I've got, like, big cards on the way. I think we'll be able to run away with this game pretty quickly. Oh. Well, I wish we would have drawn that before we wasted some damage on Teferi, but whatever. Okay, so... I think we're already going to have more cards than we know what to do with, based on our hand. So instead, I'm going to focus on just killing them as quickly as possible. In the interest of that, I'm just going to go ahead and play this Demonlord. Ah. Do we fire this off now? I don't think I do. I think instead I'm going to wait for their end step and use my treasure map. And then on my turn I can Duress to, like before, check for... What is it? Settle the Wreckage. And we actually have lethal on board, because we can attack for 21 just with what we already have. And then if we activate treasure map on their end step, and then again on our turn, it'll flip and make a bunch of treasures, and these will be giant. So... Uh-oh. Well... Things just got interesting, at least. Hopefully they don't have to take an extra turn card, although they can't cast that right now. Let's see what we got. Do not want a swamp. Got a swamp anyway. Alright, let's Duress. See what we got going on. I think we're going to be able to win the game just because we're going to crash in for so much damage that, okay, whatever. We don't need to cast another spell. Yeah, we're gonna crash in for so much damage here that they're gonna lose their graveyard, their hand, and like half their board, and they just won't be able to recover. Don't really want that. They can't even cast a spell here. 21, 27. So even with 13 cards in their graveyard, 13 plus they'll go up to 4. They'll have to lose 4 permanents in addition to losing their whole hand. They might just time out. This interface is honestly miserable, and it's why I've only played the Lich's Mastery deck for the channel once. It is a pain in the butt, because every time you pull up your graveyard to exile a card, after you click one card, it shrinks your graveyard back down. So you have to pull it up, click, pull it up, click, and do that 7 times. And then you have to do it 7 more times, and then 7 more times, and then 6 more times. And Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if they time out. Huh, let's think. How much do these make? If I tap 1, 2, 3, it makes 4. And then -1. Well, what I think I might actually do here is just Mastermind's acquisition for Banefire and Banefire them for 3 to hit 3 more permanents. But let's count again. Make 4 mana. -3 plus 4 is up to 5. That's the same. It's the same amount of mana if I activate these. Math on this card is complicated. Okay. Well, we don't... I guess that wins the game, so it's worth doing. And that's just kind of funny. Go for exactly 1 for style points. Okay, yeah, the game was 100% ours anyway, but this was really funny, so I wanted to do it that way. Alright, got the first match. Go ahead and get into the second one. Okay, playing the second match with Chromatic Black. This deck has problems, but the games you win are really fun. This is... Ugh, this hand is too clunky. Don't have enough lands. No. Ugh. This is like the same hand, but worse. It's got a treasure map, but we need like multiple lands to even make that work. Opponent, we're on the draw. Is our average 5 going to be better? I think this is real close. I'm gonna go ahead and mulligan. I guess this is better. Not by much. I'll go ahead and keep that on top. Okay. They are playing the Drake's deck. We don't really have enough interaction. We'll probably just die. We can kill a Goblin Necromancer, though. Please work. Okay, they didn't have a counter for that, at least. Opt. Yep. Yeah. The problem... Our deck is very bad at dealing with Arclight Phoenix. Like, we can exile it with Vraska's Contempt, but we only have 3 of those. Okay, no. Just got Control Deck instead. That is much preferable, even if our hand isn't great. For what's going on here. Both players mulliganed a lot, so we're both kind of low on cards. They got their treasure map down first, but we've got Karn, and if they ever tap out for Teferi, the Eldest Reborn will be quite good. Enigma Drake. So no, just blue, white, red Drakes? Alright, now I'm just really confused. Especially because if you're playing Enigma Drake, there are plenty of card advantage engines that put spells in your graveyard, as opposed to this, which does not. I think we're gonna find a 5th land at some point anyway. Karn has a tendency to draw you lands. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and get this guy down. What do we got? Sure. I don't mind either of those. I am, for the record, in case it's not clear, I'm very confused. This made me assume a control deck, and Treasure Map is a plenty good card advantage engine. That works in a control deck. It all fits except for this. I have no idea what this is doing here. Okay. The suspense is killing me. Oh, yep, there's the Teferi. So, this is not close to making enough mana for Josu to do his thing for a while. We could grab a Chromatic Lantern, but that's pretty whatever. I think I am going to play a Cabal Stronghold, cast the Eldest Reborn. Hopefully this works. Obviously, they can sacrifice the Enigma Drake instead of Teferi, but that's fine. I'll just start down-ticking Karn and making constructs. And we'll pressure Teferi that way. Meanwhile, this can do some good stuff for us. It'll eat another card out of their hand. Eventually, we'll get their Enigma Drake. Their Enigma Drake, not very good for us yet, but we might get there eventually. Yeah, it looks like this is just a control deck with a weird Enigma Drake in it. Okay. They must have an answer for the construct, otherwise this is like a really bizarre decision. Okay. Maybe should have upkeep activated my treasure map there, since I was gonna have mana to do other stuff. Yeah, whatever. Does this start netting mana yet? We have to tap 4 and it taps for 5, so yes. But like not enough to do anything that matters yet. Okay, we got their Teferi off the table. That's honestly pretty surprising. I didn't expect to get that. Just gonna activate these. We're just playing a normal card advantage game. I feel pretty good if we are the one with the Eldest Reborn about to get back their Teferi and 2 treasure maps going. Like, okay. I don't have any way to save it. You got my construct, sure. Yeah. Letting Teferi die in with an Eldest Reborn on the table is really weird. Do I want this? Not really. Got another one in exile, and I'm about to draw this Karn. I'm going to activate this just to get the counters on it, but I do want to draw Karn. Alright, let's get the best Planeswalker in Standard, shall we? Alright. Well, let's make a bunch of mana. And now I'm going to down-tick and grab that Lantern. I think the odds of us needing a Niv-Mizzet to really close this game are relatively high. Yeah, okay. This works. Because now, we can pass, untap a couple lands, and we can still activate our treasure maps. So yeah, unless they have some sort of weird combo kill, feeling pretty damn good about this game. Might end up doing the Mastermind's acquisition for a Duress plan again. Okay, and he's probably gonna tuck his Teferi. That makes sense. Yep, sure. That makes the whole thing make more sense if they had a spare Teferi, because now this means they've got another one on deck, even if I answer the current one. Do not want to swamp. At the same time, I'm just going to be up 30 million cards. I can keep, like this turn I can kick a Josu Vess. It's going to be very tough for them to keep Teferi safe. Oh. We can also just do that. Let's uptick Karn first. Or do we want to do that? Let's see. If I Vraska's Contempt Teferi, they counter it. What am I likely to do? Like, Cabal Stronghold taps 4 lands, makes 5 mana. That's... I don't have enough to kick Josu Vess yet, so I think I'm best off doing this and just seeing what happens. Hopefully this resolves. That would be nice. Looks like it is not. And even if they counter it, that's kind of okay, because... Oh. Wow, mega punished for not activating Karn first. That's funny. This was not a card I expected. And obviously one I didn't play around. Bye, Karn. Well, that sucks, but that's where we are. Luckily, we can still draw a million cards. That card, not so great, but that's fine. Let's go ahead. No. Oh my gosh. I've just done this all wrong. But we're going to go ahead and just play this. We only get to activate one of them, but that's fine. Teferi is still 2 cards away, so that... wow, that's, that card's bad news. We could use another Eldest Reborn right about now. They have a lot of... This is like Jeskai control with a lot of threats. This is Jeskai that wants to win the mirror. That's not even really accurate, because, like, this is not a card you bring in to win the mirror. It's just a card that gets 1-for-1 easily and turns on your opponent's removal. I'm going to set a stop on my upkeep, because I'm going to want to activate my other treasure map. Is that good enough? Kinda? Let's see, if I tap this, add 5 mana, I can have Mastermind's Acquisition with 1 left over, and then cast the Eldest Reborn, so... Okay, I guess. My main phase. This just sucks because doing this will, draw them a card off of Niv-Mizzet, which I would prefer not to do, but... Need to get something going. Okay, go ahead, find... Okay. Got scared when I didn't see it for a second, but I thought that we had... We're not drawing a whole bunch of cards this turn, but... Oh. Can I undo that? I must have miscounted. Damn it! Oh, that's annoying. Okay, so we lost a treasure for no reason, which sucks, but no use crying over that now. This is a tight game. I have felt like we were really, really far ahead at multiple points, but they keep staying in it. Maybe I should have been leaving some of these swamps on top. I hadn't thought about it at the time, but, like, we keep not having quite enough mana to just do everything in the whole world. And, each extra swamp counts for a fair bit. It basically counts for 2 now. Okay, my turn. Draw. It's a powerful card. This time, instead of Teferi, I'm thinking it's likely that we will Eldest Reborn back their Niv-Mizzet. Let's see what happens here. We're going to get to draw a bunch of cards. Okay. Have another Cabal Stronghold. Let's see. Oh my gosh, the math on this is still so irritating. Tap 4 lands, make 5 mana. Tap the other one down to 2. But go up to 7. Then tap the additional 8, 9, 10. So we could play and kick Josu Vess. I kind of want a Ritual of Soot to get rid of this Enigma Drake, but that doesn't really matter much. Okay, so this way we have 10, play kick Josu Vess, and we even get to still activate our Treasure Cove this turn. And this way we don't have to Ritual of Soot just an Enigma Drake, because they are going to have to sweep the board, or this game is basically over. This is a lot of damage on the board. And also we have the Eldest Reborn threatening to go off. We're still drawing cards here. Got another big, awesome card, and we're starting to make all the mana in the world. They need a lot to go right to not have the game just be over, and then they need a lot more to go right to really still be in it. boy, this game has been going on for a while. Rekindling Freaks. This is really just Jeskai with infinite threats. Okay, apparently not interested in blocking. Let's go ahead and sacrifice a treasure, draw a card. Now I really would like to draw Swamp, yeah, because this is worth like 3 mana. It's kind of insane. Let's go ahead and get their big awesome dragon monster, shall we? So, how do we want to do this? I think we probably just go to combat. They don't have any blockers, so I'm going to assign enough attackers to kill even through a removal spell on Josu, and then send everyone else at my opponent. Ooh, lagging out a little bit. Hopefully no Settle the Wreckage. Alright, Settle the Wreckage. Well, on the bright side, we're about to have a really good turn, despite what is happening to us right now. And I will show you why. This is why I didn't do anything pre-combat. Yeah, I'll take action. Oh, man. I don't even care much if we win at this point. This deck makes the best games. Okay, so I'm probably going to be inefficient here, but I just don't really have time to count. I'm going to likely be going to time either way on this match. So, yeah, sure, let's search my library for a card. Which way do we want to kill Teferi? I don't know. Go ahead and do this. Draw a card. Go ahead, use the last ping, shoot down the Phoenix. Yep, resolve. Luckily, I've got 2 extra timeouts, so even if this turn takes as ridiculously long as I think it's going to, got plenty of time. Let's go ahead. I'm going to draw a couple cards first, because if we find another Mastermind's acquisition, I want to be able to Mastermind's acquisition for Duress. Yeah, whatever. I'll go ahead and get these down. Let's go ahead and just cast this now. Okay, Teferi gone, sure. Go ahead and just resolve every other spell in the world. I do need to make sure I don't deck, but I don't think that's particularly likely with this deck. Okay, next turn I'll probably grab a Demonlord Belzenlok. There were still swamps in our deck, which is a little surprising. And I guess I activate this now? Sure, I'll keep my 3rd spare Niv-Mizzet. Yeah, and I was going to just cast Doom Whisper and pass. Oh boy, that game was a slog, but find it funny, the card that won us the game was the opponent casting Settle the Wreckage. That is what got us there. Yeah, I'll just bring in the last Eldest Reborn. I could cut something else, get the last Vraska's Contempt in here, but I think this is fine. Ooh, boy. That game was a marathon, but we got through it. And one thing I did at the end there, which is funny because I've gotten bitten a couple times for, like, not counting or just kind of doing things and assuming I have enough mana when I should be thinking through a play before I start. But that last turn, I was so confident that I had all the mana in the universe, and that I was also possibly going to run into time being an issue, that I just wanted to make all the mana to start and just start doing things. And, like, that turn could have been a lot more complicated than it was. One of the other strategies that I considered doing was I could have Mastermind's acquisitioned for another acquisition, because each time I do cast a spell, I'm drawing a card and doing a damage. And so there were probably ways that I could have machine gunned down Teferi without even pointing a removal spell at him. But I'm reasonably happy with how I played that. Okay, this hand's sweet. We could lose to an early Enigma Drake, but their Enigma Drakes did not appear to be particularly good. They didn't have nearly enough spells to make them big. Even at the end of the game, it was only a 5-4. Go ahead and sneak this down. They could have had a negate, but whatever. We've got another card advantage engine that we can clear the way for later. I'm going to keep saving the Duress. I think I want to Duress next turn. Specifically before the turn where they can cast it to Teferi. And this way we'll be able to activate Treasure Map this turn, then next turn Duress plus Karn. Do I want to spare Karn? Not really. I think we need to find more interaction type stuff. That's a little what I'm scared of. And we find another Karn anyway. What do we got Parun over there? Well, I guess we're not casting Karn this turn. Take the scary card that will win the game by itself, and just pass. Their hand is not very good. They don't have any source of card advantage now that this guy's gone. Well, say that and then they get this. That's fine. Our treasure map is ahead. In this next turn, I probably will cast a Karn into Disdainful Stroke because we have a spare. I was just trying to not let them use their mana efficiently and choose to use ours more efficiently. Or we can just draw Duress and everything is perfect. Okay. Do that. Get Karn down. Okay. We are now super in the driver's seat as far as card advantage. It will be very difficult for them to catch up our treasure map flipping and having an active Karn. Catch up to that. Especially since we can grab a Cabal Stronghold and start having all the lands and all the mana in the world to do stuff. Now we need to make sure something like a Teferi or an Enigma Drake or a Niv-Mizzet doesn't run away with the game too hard. So, while selecting cards, scrying with treasure map and stuff, I'll be prioritizing things like the Eldest Reborn or Vraska's Contempt. I guess Mastermind's acquisition, because it does sort of the same thing. Is that good enough? We play the Cabal Stronghold, tap 3, make 5 mana, 6/7. We're not nearly high enough to play and kick him. They've got a Cleansing Nova anyway, so that is not really the priority. Let's go ahead and draw a card first. Okay. I think while he's here, I still do want to grab this Cabal Stronghold. We're only playing 3, and so that's kind of an irreplaceable effect. Nothing else makes mana quite like this does, and we've got the spare swamps, so this will just get better and better as the game goes on. A little risky because a turn that I'm down-ticking for that is a turn that I'm not up-ticking looking for those answers that I was talking about, but they haven't shown another Teferi or a Niv-Mizzet yet, so we might have a little bit more time. I'm going to set an upkeep stop to scry on end step and possibly scry on upkeep we'll have plenty of mana to afford to do that now. Uh-oh. What the hell? Oh, are they just casting a Cleansing Nova here? Okay. Fair enough. We've played into it. They're giving up a lot of their own cards, though. Nope, do not want a swamp. Like, yeah, this hurts us probably more than it hurts them, but they cut off their own card advantage engine. It's not like that was free. Alright, Karn, what do we got? Okay. Mastermind's acquisition is great. They gave it to us now. Wow. Okay. There are plenty of good cards that we can look for. Okay. Like, for instance, hopefully they don't have a counter here. If they do, whatever. Okay, sure. Yeah. Cool. What I was going to... Wow! Dang! Come on! Ugh, that is so irritating. They missed one until now, so we were getting lucky to get to that point, but, like, getting a good card off of Karn, they have the counter into Teferi. That's why playing against Teferi sucks, because we were so ahead in, like, every other metric, and then they might just kind of steal this game. Let's see. I don't think I want to do anything yet. I think next turn, I'm going to downtick Karn for Chromatic Lantern, make tons of mana with Cabal Stronghold, cast Lantern, downtick Karn, try to cast, grab Niv. Niv-Mizzet is a card that can bring us back against Teferi. Let's see how much mana this makes. Enough. Let's hope they don't have a counter. Yeah. If they have a counter, we're in a lot of trouble, but we need to fight back against this. Okay. Now, the important thing about this, because even on board, Teferi can answer this, put it down, but, okay, no, they're gonna do it some other way. Alright. Wow! Damn, this person is not taking any prisoners. They are just playing the most extreme effects. I have to imagine any aggro deck is just gonna beat the crap out of them, but damn. Okay. So neither of us has much of anything? Ugh. God, we've drawn so many lands. Oh well. Let's hope to snag their backup Teferi, if that's what they were counting on. We've answered 2. Oh, they've got a Niv-Mizzet. Damn. We still even have a lot of cards that are good against that, but we're gonna need some help. Huh? Oh, they don't have triple red! Oh, wow. Okay. So, what is our best bet? Probably Mastermind's acquisition for Demonlord Belzenlok, I think? No, they can syncopate. Huh. So let's see, we've got 12 mana. They can syncopate the Mastermind's acquisition. I think we still do it, but if they don't syncopate this, we can grab our own Niv-Mizzet. I think we've still got another. Yeah, we've only lost one. They might be counting here, seeing how much they can syncopate for. I assume it's just all of it. Yeah, they can syncopate for 9. We're 1 short. Maybe that's an argument to wait a turn. They're desperately looking for... Oh, crap. Yep. Oof. Well, that was the best card we could have possibly drawn. This is like one of the only answers to Niv in the whole format that doesn't even draw him a card on the way out. Okay, they've had enough. Alright, that was a swingy game. Opponent got lucky a few times, we got really lucky right at the end, and it panned out for us in the end. This deck is pretty good in control mirrors. Alright, third and final match. Hope we're not playing against another Teferi deck. I don't know if my brain can handle it. That was a tough match. I think this hand... Ugh. On the draw, I think this hand's just too bad. It doesn't do anything for forever. Wow, this is actually the same hand, but much worse. Alright. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, black-green. Probably just going to die quickly. Depending on their draw, we might be able to Ritual of Soot and dig ourselves out, but... Oh, Wild Growth Walker. This card is the opposite of why I like black-green. It just invalidates entire strategies and is a dumb creature that just attacks for 1,000,000 damage and gains you 1,000,000 life. I prefer cards like this, that gradually generate advantages and pull you ahead. That is apparently not the way to play a BG, as people have decided. Okay, I really need a land here. Branchwalker, sure, hit me for 13 million damage. This matchup is why I think this deck might not be amazing. Like, we don't have any 2-mana removal. Maybe we're supposed to play Cast Downs instead of Moment of Craving, but like, if we miss our land drop here, yep, we're just dead. Wow. Okay, opponent. Very classy. But yeah, we didn't draw... We missed our 4th land drop, and we just died. Just game over dead. That sucks. And like, black just doesn't have incredible tools to deal with this. What, are we going to Golden Demise the deck where their biggest threat is a 1/3? Like, that's not a real strategy. Gonna bring in a couple harder answers. I guess I probably don't actually bring in the Bloodfast in the main. That's not how we're gonna win this matchup, but like, yeah. The BG decks now are just so good at aggressively curving out, and we need something else. You just can't beat a Wild Growth Walker into Jade Light Ranger draw most of the time, and especially because even if we just went up to like 4 Ritual of Soot to beat that matchup, to clear them out every time, we're still going to lose a huge percentage of them just playing something that costs more. Playing a Vivian Reed, or a Carnage Tyrant, or something like that. Expecting to have lands, Ritual of Soot, and the Eldest Reborn every game is just not realistic. So this really dirtily slow, crunky deck just doesn't really have much of a chance against what they were doing. Play first. Yuck. Okay. These cards are terrible in this matchup, but we have lands and stuff to do and an interactive card. Maybe they'll mold a 3 and we'll kill them that way. This hand, if we draw 1 land, does let us curve Treasure Map into Chromatic Lantern Activate, which is like one of the best things we can be doing. It sets up a turn 4 Eldest Reborn, even though that's not very good. Okay, Overgrown Tomb tapped. Moment of Craving continues to be extremely mediocre, but still kind of necessary. I think we need to be able to pick off Jade Light Rangers or whatever, like smallish ones, or Branchwalkers or something like that. Yeah, like here, even if we miss on a land drop, we can still Moment of Craving, which is nice. Yeah, that's what I was afraid would happen. I wonder if this sometimes I wonder if this deck should be playing like 28 lands or something ridiculous like that. Every game where I miss my third land drop just feels totally unwinnable, and that's usually a recipe that you need to be playing a billion lands in your deck. Alright. Ugh. I just really want to hit my land drop naturally so I can play the Lantern and activate Treasure Map, but every turn that we miss is so awful. I'm not even going to play this, I'm just going to activate map now. Yep, Wild Growth Walker. Nope. Please. Please let us hit a land. Oh my gosh. Oh. Well, this is a video set where you get to see the good, the bad, and the ugly. And this is definitely the ugly. Just sometimes 25 lands is not enough. And sometimes we might just be getting unlucky. This can happen if you played 35 lands, but like it's all a matter of percentages, and it is so bad when this happens. Like our deck just goes from clunky and awkward to totally non-functional if it doesn't hit its third land. And that might be reason enough to just play like some ridiculous number to make it very likely that we hit the first 3 every game. And honestly, it looks like they are really flooded out. They probably have like a bunch of reactive cards of their own, like Ravenous Chupacabras and stuff. Resolves, sure. Yep, another Branchwalker. Really go for a Ritual of Soot. Hey, they're still not doing anything, so maybe we'll be in this game even after all of my complaining and missing a million land drops. Let's see. Playing this alone will plus up to 6, so they can kill Karn on board. Would it be worth it to play and activate Thaumatic Compass? I think I'd rather just... Let's go ahead and get another Lantern down. And then I'll play and activate, Treasure... Let's actually just do it this way. And then I can use this Lantern to scry with Treasure Map, and then activate Treasure Cove. Again, like I said, looking for a Ritual of Soot, I think it's likely they just keep holding up reactive cards and they play this. And if we sweep the board then, we're just like really back into it. I kind of can't believe that they didn't just murder us when we missed our third land drop for so long. Yep, sure. Okay. It's a little weird. I wonder what 4-drop they could be playing. Holding up Vraska's Contempt, I guess? That's gotta be the only reason to play that way. That or they think they have so much life that they're just bluffing. Yeah, this needs 7 lands, so even if we hit, like, play and activate it and play a land, that's not good enough. No, we don't have nearly enough swamps. That doesn't do anything. Drawing cards. I don't think that's good enough. I think they'll just kill it, but it's kind of funny. Let's see, how much are we taking on board? Taking 8, prepare for 10. That might still be like an acceptable amount of damage. Let's draw a card right now. Again, just digging for a Ritual of Soot. Want to cast that before too long. I think what I'm actually going to do here is play a treasure map. We can activate both treasure maps or cast the Eldest Reborn. The Eldest Reborn is so mopey here, and I'm kind of looking for a sweeper so this can clean up their follow-up threat. I'm going to play the Compass and then activate both of these. This might be a little risky, like I'm just kind of gambling on finding the sweeper, but we're getting to the point where even a Mastermind's acquisition for a sweeper works, so we've got like 7 copies, and we're going to get a lot of looks with activating both treasure maps, drawing an extra card with Treasure Cove. Like, just get a lot of opportunities to find what we need. Yep, take 8, that's fine. Okay, well, now if we find the Ritual of Soot, we're going to be in excellent shape. Nope, not good enough. Just set an upkeep stop. Wait, this. Nope, not good enough. Nope, that ain't it. Nope. Let's draw for turn. Oh my gosh, please. Go to our main phase. Please. Oh! Wow. I mentioned that we had 7 copies and we looked at so many cards and we just never found it. Alright, that's... man. I felt awful about this game, and then they didn't do anything, and I really thought we were going to be back in it, but the deck just did not cooperate as far as finding what we needed. And that, like, if we'd just, let's say end step we had activated Treasure Map and seen it on top, we would have cast Ritual of Soot, cleared these out, and then Eldest Reborn and killed the Carnage Tyrant, and then, like, we are just so far ahead. We've got card advantage engines going, we'd flip this soon. Ugh, we would have been in great shape, but instead, we were not. Alright. Go ahead and pack it in. So, like I said, we saw the good, the bad, and the ugly. The deck was incredibly sweet, and then the deck also just stumbled and died. I didn't play perfectly, because this deck is really weird and kind of tough, but it's not that difficult if you just think through everything before you do it. But yeah, that's all for today. So if you liked this video and you want to see other stuff like it, I would love it if you could subscribe to the channel, make sure that you see all of our wonderful content, as well as helps other people find it. That's it for today. Thank you.